What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the HASANABI broadcast coming to you live from relatively sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Monday. It's Monday News Day, folks, and boy, do I have a lot to talk to you about. But before we get into that, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of HASANABI Piker. For all the parasocialists out there, in between the time period where I pressed the stop streaming button and where I pressed the start streaming button. Obviously, everyone is saying free Luigi Mangione, and we're going to be talking about that. I am going to dial back. This is going to be the first day where I will not be doing Italiophobia. Normally, as you guys know, this is unlimited Italiophobia in the broadcast. This is the first day where there will be no Italiophobia on this broadcast. We will ban you if you engage in any of the pasta facing, any of the, calling people Guidos. Don't do the cook of the pasta. Don't do that. This is no Fredophobia. No Fredo. No using the term Fredo. I can use it because I'm Italian spiritually. God, you guys are already fucking blasting me with like all the insane shit that this dude has said, including demanding that Japan ban pocket pussies. That's crazy. This guy had a lot of weird opinions. Maybe not so based. Personal news-wise, I'm just going to go through it really quickly. What did I do last night? I ended the broadcast, and that's it. I didn't do shit, okay? I had dinner. I watched Dungeon Meshi. Very good show. Passed the fuck out. Woke up early. Worked out. You guys probably saw hit 255 for one at least, okay? It was push day today. My legs are still shot. Here it is. I have to put those towels on because like I'm getting plantar fasciitis on my hands. I think it's called like hook hands or something. Old ass man, being 33 years old. But yeah, just a chill guy putting up 255 is not a big deal. That actually technically is not a big deal. It is not a big weight at all. But and it's not big historically, but it is the highest, is the biggest number I've hit, I would say, in the last couple of years. So the fuck you mean not a big weight? 255 pounds is not that big of a weight for someone of my size. I am 225 pounds. I should be able to rep this shit. What is this? Be careful lifting weights. Might lead to an injury, then lead to, showing up in New York City with a blinky. Okay, dude, calm down. There's a couple steps in between me getting injured and having my healthcare coverage denied into taking direct action that is violent. And we, of course, as you guys know, do not condone. We condemn. We condemn, especially now that I know he's Italian. It's so much easier for me to condemn. Crime is bad. We do not like crime around these parts. We hate crime. Okay, check out his Goodreads. He read JD Vance. I know. There are some discoveries coming out of the shooter, and now that he has been apprehended, it seems. Wait, you said Moist Critical is bolder than you? He stands against the healthcare CEO? Yeah. Okay, well, Moist Critical doesn't have the same fucking insane rabid haters that are desperately looking to deplatform him in the same way that I am constantly a threat of deplatforming. So I'm gonna say it. He's also incredibly shredded. Luigi Mangione. We're gonna be talking about all of that. Let me just say I took a sigh of relief when I found out that this dude definitely not a HASANABI head. Okay, definitely not. So that's good. Safe. I mean, I don't find it odd, and I do find it a little bit concerning that political violence is almost so universally done by the right that like even when you got a motherfucker that kills a CEO, he has a lot of right-wing associations. Even labor militancy is only being done in this country in the future by right-wingers. I think this dude has an insane background, but before we get started, his name is Luigi Mangione. That's right. The person of interest that is under arrest for the United Healthcare CEO shooting is Luigi Mangione. Okay, he is out of his mind, yacked to the goddamn gills, incredibly Italian, and I mean 10% body fat percentage, like that's pretty solid, looking fit, looking tight. Okay, great eyebrows, very powerful. I think that's literally what got him caught, high key. It seems like the eyebrows is what those goddamn Italian caterpillars right there is probably what got him caught, because honestly, people that have been in a 10-mile radius of this motherfucker were like, oh, dude, that's the eyebrow guy. So the moment that they saw those eyebrows in that taxi cab, People were like, everyone in Pennsylvania was alerted to this presence. Yeah, this motherfucker should have shaved his eyebrows, and I guess that would have been hard, but that would have been hard for him to stay undercover with the shaved eyebrows. What are his right-wing associations? I didn't see anything wrong with what he's posted. He's like a Peter Thiel fan. He doesn't like Jordan Peterson from what I've seen, and we'll dive further into it, but like I think he likes Lex Friedman. He's like a right-wing podcast bro. He follows AOC and Ezra Klein, but he also follows like I'm gonna get into it. He follows a lot of like fucking right-wing CEOs too. It's very interesting. What is this? No, one of my fishies got sucked into the filter. This guy can't catch a fucking break. You are now turning on him because he's Italian? Listen, dude, listen. He is exactly the type of motherfucker that like loves Elon but hates healthcare CEOs. Okay, I need you to understand, like, it is kind of hilarious that it's just like we got God, there's so much to talk about. He obviously reviewed the fucking Unabomber book, classic. He's got a good bit on Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-5, so that's like he's all over the place politically, okay, which is so American. And I need you to understand this. It is the most American to be politically all over the fucking map. No one has a well thought out, consistent, clear-eyed, ideological perspective. But what's even more interesting for me is the fact that this guy who read Atlas Shrugged on, or his who has Atlas Shrugged on his fucking must read, like potentially want to read books, is all over the map politically and is reposting Peter Thiel. When I first saw this motherfucker's account, I was like, there is no goddamn way. He's an Andrew Huberman fan. He's retweeting Peter Thiel posts talking about AI. He follows Sam Altman. He likes reading books. He's a tech guy. American politics is so schizophrenic as always. Never forget that. That's a very common thing that happens all the time. You will never be able to immediately clock and identify a person's political associations, especially one that even takes like direct action. Let's get started on like the regular media coverage first. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Let's take a look at the special report from ABC News.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. We are coming on the air because multiple law enforcement officials say a person of interest is now
Mamma mia!
being questioned in the New York City murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They say he's identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione. Here's New York City Mayor Eric Adams with an update.
Thompson of United Healthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock. Many of them did not go home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the streets of America, and we were going to seek.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I felt really unsafe. The Italians are on a come up big time. Do you understand? Please check in on Mario, please. Yeah.
Him out, no matter where he was at the time. And so this is a strong person of interest. The police commissioner and
he's strong, all right. He's right. He's strong.
We'll go over where we are right now in the investigation. How did we do it? Good old-fashioned police work. The chief of detectives and the police commissioner made the decision to release as much of a photo that we had at the time. We sent it across the country, and someone, a McDonald's employee, did something we ask every American to do. If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something.
I think it's really fucked up that they revealed this guy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck how, but listen. BDS is, he went to Starbucks first, got nabbed there. Then he got caught at a fucking McDonald's in Allentown. BDS would have saved him. BDS would have saved him, and he didn't do it, okay? He didn't do it. That's what you get, motherfucker. I mean, listen, free him, but also, you know, he's a dumb fuck who used the same fake ID. Okay, Central Committee, just because this man is, you know, not ideologically aligned with someone like myself or someone like yourself, it doesn't mean you have to be so mean to him, okay? And I know it's partially because you hate Italians, okay? And I understand that. I understand that it's FREDOPHOBIA. that you are exhibiting. But let's just, you know, let's just work through it. Let's just work through it. Let's try to get a better understanding of what motivated this man to behave in the ways that he did. Oh, not Allentown, Altoona. Do not get my beloved Toontown names mistaken. First of all, Pennsylvania is such a fucking fake ass state that there's not one but two different tune related places. Like, what kind of Looney Tunes nonsense is happening over there? Y'all don't have better fucking names? My bad. This is what Altoona is famous
pizza,
for.
And then there is pizza.
Altoona Sicilian is what Altoona Hotel pizza was like back.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the radicalizing principle, dude. This is like, if I'm an Italian man and I find out that this is what they've done to my fucking most significant cultural artifact, I'm gonna fucking lose it too. Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck is this, bro? What the hell are they doing in Altoona? Hey, yo, look at this shit. He was there for his next hit. Yeah, he went to Altoona to kill this guy next. It's like your crimes against Italians will be addressed today. Yeah, Elon Musk has been taking his son out as a little human shield nonstop since the CEO assassination. Is pretty funny. Like, he has literally been in public only with his son since that CEO assassination. He's like, hey guys, I just want to remind you that I am a human being. I am a father. Please just remember. Don't look at his Goodreads list. No, I will be looking at his Goodreads list. But look at this fucking Altoona McDonald's that he got popped at.
Suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person, as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the...
Wait, this motherfucker was literally carrying that shit on? He didn't dump it? Bro, you can learn anything online. You can literally learn anything online. I saw a video of like the Syrian rebels that were watching a YouTube tutorial on how to fly a helicopter sitting inside of the cockpit of the helicopter. And now I'm beginning to realize that this guy was not a professional at all and just simply watched a YouTube video on how to carry out a fucking assassination, because he should have watched more YouTube videos on how to fucking, I don't know, hide the evidence. Yeah, I hate to do Monday morning quarterbacking here, but like the way he carried it out was pretty fucking smooth. And then he turns around and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to fucking Altoona. By the time you get to Altoona, you have already left the state. Dump it in a goddamn river, man. How the fuck do you keep that with you? Was he gonna go and kill other CEOs or something? What the fuck was he doing? How can a leftist argue for pollution? Okay, man. Sometimes you gotta ditch the fucking assassination weapon, okay? Dude thought he would get laid if he showed proof. This motherfucker doesn't need to get more pussy, okay? What are you, crazy? Have you seen the way he looks? Oh, this is from The Prospect. Luke Coldstein says, turns out a mutual friend of mine went to high school with Mangione and was on the wrestling team with him. Says he was a class valedictorian. He had back surgery a few months ago and went missing. No one had heard from him. Oh my God. Well, now we know what the motive is, it seems. He's an incel though? No, I've seen him with like a lot of ladies, dude. I don't think he was an incel. We'll see. I'll dive into his background a little bit more because like looking at the podcast consumption that he has, I could see him being like, it seems like he was like incel adjacent on a lot of the fucking podcasts that he was consuming. But like, I don't know if I don't think this guy's an incel. I think maybe like a men's rights activist, lightly, but I don't think he's an incel at all. Avid reader of 295 books listed on Goodreads. Academically, he holds a master's and bachelor's degree in computer science from the University of Pennsylvania. Additionally, he gained recognition as a valedictorian at Gilman School in Baltimore, showcasing his academic excellence. His work includes contributions to machine learning and robotics, as evidenced by projects on GitHub. It makes sense. He was like a fucking stem cell. He was a jack stem cell. So when you have no formal humanities education, you find yourself in the throes of radicalization by the likes of fucking Andrew Huberman and shit, and all of a sudden become like kind of stem cell adjacent. Yeah, here is a very famous tweet that we have to point to. He literally quote retweeted Elon Musk's favorite neo-Nazi here. Immigration won't solve anything. It's maybe a short-term solution at best. Japan will be fine as long as it stays Japanese. This guy says, I am yes, you are no. He is a famous neo-Nazi online. Elon Musk's favorite neo-Nazi, as a matter of fact. He quote retweets him and says, modern Japanese urban environment is an evolutionary mismatch for the human animal. The solution to failing birth rates isn't immigration, it's cultural. Encourage natural human interaction, sex, physical fitness, and spirituality. Ban Tenga fleshlights and Japan Real-Ho custom porn star pocket pussies being sold in Don Quixote grocery stores. Yeah, that's gonna fix the problem, man. You're definitely right. Yeah, it's because the Japanese are too vociferously, they're ravaging these sex toys that you can purchase at Don Quixote. And you know he's a fucking weeb too, because he knows what Don Quixote is. If you know what Don Quixote is, you're a goddamn weeb. You're a fucking otaku. Replace conveyor belt sushi restaurants, vending machine ordering with actual human interaction with a waiter. Classic fucking dumbass otaku that doesn't even understand Japanese culture, especially because human interaction is there's so much need for human interaction that like a big part of Japanese nightlife industry revolves around people that basically fucking give that human interaction to you while you're engaging in social drinking, even if you are alone. So it's not the fact that there's too many conveyor belt sushi and restaurant vending machines. Replace 24/7 esports cafes with young males. Earn false fitness signals via Tekken fighting and Overwatch shooting games with athletics in school. Heavily stigmatized maid cafes where lonely salarymen pay young girls to dress and anime characters to perform anime dances for them. Revitalize traditional Japanese culture, Shintoism, Okinawan karate, onsen, etc. I love talking about the Japanese birth rates without addressing Japanese work culture, capitalism, and also the tendency of developed nations across the board to run into this trap regardless, especially if they don't engage in any sort of migration. This is what happens when you are a fucking stem cell with no understanding, no political acumen whatsoever. But I digress. This is important to understand and acknowledge that the issue of healthcare is a unifying principle, is a unifying problem. This is why it is not surprising that this person is not like a fucking card-carrying commie leftist. Two reasons for why it's not shocking to me that he is not a card-carrying leftist or whatever, but instead is this like indecipherable kind of right-wing guy. Okay, one, he's a stem cell. No understanding of humanities, probably assumes that humanities are bad. Two, the right dominates the space for political violence. They just dominate it. They own it. They dominate it. The right is so used to doing political violence that when you look at two of the Trump attempted assassins, Ryan Ruth, my NATO hero, the #1 NATO defender, the one NATO voter, Ryan Ruth, and the other guy whose name I fucking forgot, the one that shot at Trump and you know, popped him in the ear. One was a registered Republican. The other one had voted for Donald Trump. Ryan Ruth had literally voted for Donald Trump. I feel as though the right is so used to the political violence and owning that space that they just kind of do violence to themselves. This is my point. My point is, this is not a left-right issue, okay? This is definitely a class issue, and it certainly impacts even rich people from rich families. When I was broke, and I worked at the Young Turks, I had healthcare. I had healthcare that was given to me by the company that I was paying for, right? And the patchwork solution to losing my job and to moving on to, full-time streaming as a career, the patchwork solution in that process was for me to be able to retain my healthcare, but pay for the entire premiums under what is known as COBRA. That is the Democratic Party's patchwork solution to the healthcare problem, is that, at a time of financial uncertainty, we are giving you the opportunity to pay for the entirety of the premium that your work was paying for. So all of a sudden I was paying like $600 fucking a month when I didn't make that much money. It's insane. But another thing that I also found out in this process, once my COBRA expired and I had to get my own healthcare personally, was the reality that while my financial situation had dramatically improved at that point when I was looking for healthcare, even if you have money in this country, healthcare is still fucked. You can't even buy the appropriate full tilt coverage as a person, as an individual, because the way that this process works is like you have to start a corporation and you have to literally get corporate healthcare. The premium healthcare is not given to you as a singular individual. It's crazy. So even if you have the money to pay for healthcare, they still do not give you the healthcare, at least in the state of California. So regardless of the fact that this kid probably comes from a relatively well-off family, he went to a private school in Baltimore, he still got fucked over by American healthcare.